What if I told you that the most exciting performance EV of the year isn't from Tesla, Porsche, or even BMW? It's from Genesis. Yeah, the same brand known for quiet luxury. And it's bringing heat, literally. The 2025 GV60 Magma isn't just a facelift or a trim upgrade. It's the first shot in a new performance lineup that could shake up the EV world. With concept car looks, rumored track-tuned dynamics, and the confidence to go after Europe's finest, this Korean crossover just raised the bar. But does it actually deliver? Or is it all smoke and styling? Let's find out. The 2025 Genesis GV60 Magma isn't just a new trim. It's the beginning of something bigger. It marks Genesis's first official step into the high-performance arena under a new Magma sub-brand that's aimed squarely at shaking up the EV status quo. You might know the original GV60 as Genesis's first dedicated electric crossover, sleek, stylish, and more luxury-focused than sporty. But the Magma? This version cranks the dial way past subtle, with widened fenders, a more aggressive stance, new cooling elements, and hints of track-ready engineering. The GV60 Magma looks like it rolled straight out of a concept garage and into a Tesla Model Y performance face-off. Genesis says this is more than just a design exercise. It's a preview of what's to come for enthusiasts who still want thrill, edge, and drama in an EV. But can a luxury-first brand really pull off performance credibility on its first try? Coming up, we'll dig into everything, from the tech and design choices to real-world performance, and whether the GV60 Magma has the guts to back up its looks. Now let's get into what makes the GV60 Magma such a radical step forward, not just for Genesis, but for performance EVs overall. First off, the design. While the standard GV60 already had a futuristic, coupe-like silhouette, the Magma takes things to another level. It's lower, wider, and meaner. The front fascia features massive new air intakes to cool what Genesis hints is a more aggressive dual-motor setup. The wheels? 21-inch forged alloys wrapped in sticky performance rubber. Around back, you'll notice a larger diffuser, flared arches, and a new spoiler treatment that gives the Magma real presence, even when it's parked. It doesn't whisper luxury, it shouts capability. And inside, you'll still find the signature Genesis refinement, quilted Napa leather, real metal trim, and suede-wrapped surfaces. But now it's paired with sport bucket seats, contrast stitching, and performance cues like magnesium paddle shifters and a redesigned flat-bottom steering wheel. The cockpit feels focused but not stripped down. You get the luxury but with a clear dose of attitude. On the tech front, Genesis didn't hold back. The infotainment system runs on the latest version of Genesis's widescreen interface, sharp, fast, and now enhanced with performance telemetry built right in. You can view torque split, G-forces, and lap timers right on screen. Plus, the Magma supports over-the-air updates, and it still comes loaded with features like a 17-speaker Bang & Olufsen audio system, 360-degree cameras, and a full suite of advanced driver assists. But let's talk performance, because this is where things get really interesting. Genesis hasn't released final horsepower numbers yet, but insiders suggest we're looking at well over 500 horsepower. Thanks to uprated motors and possible tweaks to the eGMP platform it shares with the Kia EV6 GT. In fact, if the rumors are true, 0-60 could land in the low 3-second range, putting it head-to-head with the Tesla Model Y performance, Mustang Mach-E GT, and even the Porsche Macan EV. The Magma also gets recalibrated suspension, likely with adaptive dampers and a sportier tuning than the standard GV60. Braking has been upgraded too. Expect larger ventilated discs, possibly sourced from Hyundai's N division. And with a new cooling package on board, this thing is clearly built to do more than commute. It wants to be pushed. Still, a few questions remain. What's the range? Will all this performance come at the cost of usable daily driving distance? And most importantly, how much will it cost? Genesis hasn't confirmed pricing, but if they can keep it undercutting rivals while delivering on this much capability, the Magma might just be the surprise winner of the segment. But before we jump to conclusions, let's break down the highs and lows, the real-world highlights, and the trade-offs you need to know before considering this car. Because as bold as the GV60 Magma is, it's not perfect. So here's the moment you've been waiting for. What happens when you actually drive the GV60 Magma? We expected something quick. What we didn't expect was how visceral this car feels. Punch the throttle and there's zero hesitation. The Magma launches like it's been waiting to prove a point. Power delivery is immediate, aggressive, but smooth. It's not just fast, it's controlled chaos. Through corners, the chassis feels surprisingly tight for a crossover. The body stays flat and the recalibrated dampers soak up imperfections without dulling the feedback. Genesis has clearly tuned this with performance in mind, but they haven't gone overboard. You're not sacrificing daily drivability just to feel sporty. Then there's the sound, or rather the experience of motion. There's no loud exhaust note, of course, but Genesis pipes in a futuristic audio track that evolves with your speed and throttle input. It's subtle but cinematic, and it actually works. But here's the twist. While it feels like a Tesla Model Y performance competitor, it drives more like a luxury-tuned Mach-E GT, or even a baby Taycan in terms of polish. It's not raw, it's refined. And that could be a letdown for drivers expecting a track car in a crossover body. Also, despite the performance upgrades, the range isn't a major leap forward. Expect somewhere in the 240-270 mile zone depending on how aggressive you drive. Not bad, but definitely not segment leading. Still, the most surprising part? It's not the speed or the grip or the tech. It's how grown up this car feels on Genesis's first real attempt at a performance EV. No gimmicks. No overcompensation, just a well-executed machine that feels like it belongs in the same conversation as Europe's finest. And that raises a big question. If Genesis can get this close to Porsche and Tesla on their first try, what's coming next? But before we crown a winner, let's break down what really works and where the GV60 Magma still falls short. Because no matter how fast or stylish it is, there are a few real-world factors you'll want to consider before buying one. So what's the final word on the 2025 Genesis GV60 Magma? This isn't just a performance variant of a luxury EV, it's a declaration of intent. Genesis has stepped into the ring with brands like Tesla, Porsche, and BMW, and while it may not throw the hardest punch in every category, it absolutely lands where it counts. On the plus side, the GV60 Magma delivers thrilling acceleration, precise handling, and a head-turning design that feels both futuristic and premium. The interior is equally impressive. Rich materials, driver-focused layout, and cutting-edge tech that's intuitive instead of overwhelming. Add in strong build quality and a uniquely upscale character, and you've got a true standout in the performance EV space. But it's not flawless. Range is decent, not class-leading. Hardcore drivers may find it lacks the raw edge of a true performance machine like the Taycan or Model 3 Performance. And pricing at once announced, this could be a swing factor. If Genesis plays it smart and undercuts rivals, this could be one of the best value buys in the segment. So, who's it for? If you're looking for a daily driver with performance DNA, wrapped in a luxury-forward, future-proof package, the GV60 Magma hits the sweet spot. It's not trying to be the loudest or fastest, it's aiming to be the smartest choice for drivers who want excitement and elegance. In the context of the US market, it's also a signal. Korean automakers aren't just catching up anymore, they're shaping the next chapter of performance and design in the EV world. And Genesis is clearly positioning itself as the premium disruptor to watch. So here's the real question. If this is just the first taste of Genesis's Magma lineup, what will they do next? Let us know what you think. Is the GV60 Magma a serious contender, or does it still have something to prove? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. And if you found this review helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive car content, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Because trust us, this is just getting started.